I will listen to you guys as well.
Right, Anka. Let's go for it. So we are at paper 5.1.3 in URANTIA book, first book. So who's awake enough? I woke up like 15 minutes ago.
Mm.
Who's awake enough to enter into this type of realm?
Well, there is no realm. It's just the folk, There is no other realm.
That's what I needed to hear this morning.
I'll
Good.
read. I'll read. Seeing someone needs to stop this incessant chatter.
Just beautiful.
Ah! Although, although the approach to the paradise presence of the Father must await your attainment of the highest finite levels of spirit progression, you should rejoice in the recognition of the ever-present possibility of immediate communion with the bestowal spirit of the Father.
I mean, come on,
So
guys. That's like, wow.
intimately associated with your inner soul and your spiritualizing self.
Wow.
Oh, yay.
How beautiful is that?
The
Yeah.
bestowal spirit, is that Jesus? I don't,
Oh
it
no,
doesn't matter,
it's way
but
it's way past Jesus.
okay, cool. The mortals of the realms of time and space may differ greatly in innate abilities and intellectual endowment. They may enjoy environments exceptionally favorable to social advancement and moral progress, or they may suffer from the lack of almost every human aid to culture and supposed advancement in the arts of civilization. But the possibilities for spiritual progress in the ascension career are equal to all,
Mm.
Ascension
increasing,
Korea.
yeah,
That's cute, isn't it?
Yeah.
increasing levels of spiritual insight and cosmic meanings are attained quite independently of all such socio-moral differentials of the diversified material environments on the evolutionary worlds.
Mm.
However, however, Urantia mortals may differ in their intellectual, social, economic, and even moral opportunities and endowments. Forget not that their spiritual endowment is uniform and unique. They all enjoy the same divine presence of the gift from the Father, and they are all equally privileged to seek intimate personal communion with this indwelling spirit of divine origin, while they may all equally choose to accept the uniform spiritual leading of these mystery monitors.
Uniform. Mm.
Uniform spiritual leading of these mystery monitors. What is a mystery monitor?
Sounds like a big lizard to me.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
It will come to be told. Maybe we could look it up. Kim is good at that.
Oh,
If she
God.
wants to do it or not.
Actually, I have something really good. I found this where is it?
Yeah, it's pretty cool that
Mm,
he's saying no matter where we're from, what situation we're in, we're all spiritually equal.
yes.
We've all been gifted the same, uniquely.
Mhm. Mystery.
Mine came up with an AI thing, nothing to do with URANTIA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hang on.
A mystery monitor could refer to a book, a phantom monitor, or a secret LCD monitor. Don't know what
Oh
that is.
no. Yeah.
Rubbish. I
Okay,
didn't
I've
go to
got
the
it.
I didn't go to the dictionary. Yes.
An actual fragment of the very God of all creation.
Oh,
Yummy, huh?
yeah.
I thought we were all actual fragments of the very God of all creation.
Well, it's within us. I don't.
Yes, yes, in a way. But this is like, yeah, I don't think I have an answer.
No, that's
Mm.
all right. It's pretty
I'm
cool.
happy with the fragment anyway. A
Yeah.
crumb.
Me too.
If someone else would like to read, that would be great.
I'll give it a shot. If mortal man is wholeheartedly spiritually motivated, unreservedly consecrated to the doing of the Father's will, then, since he is so certainly and so effectively spiritually endowed by the indwelling and divine adjuster, there cannot fail to materialize in that individual's experience the sublime consciousness of knowing God and the supernal assurance of surviving for the purpose of finding God by the progressive experience of becoming more and more like Him. Spiritually endowed, I like that. I want a man who's well spiritually endowed.
Lol, I have to laugh too.
I want a man who's well endowed too. Spiritually, of course.
A
We
good
are
way to
tripping
start
today.
Sunday
Hi.
morning. Man is spiritually indwelt by a surviving thought adjuster.
Oh,
If such a human mind is sincerely and spiritually motivated, if such a human soul desires to know God and become like Him, honestly wants to do the Father's will, there exists no negative influence of mortal deprivation, nor positive power of possible interference which can prevent such a divinely motivated soul from securely ascending to the portals of paradise.
wow. That's fun.
Yay. Wow. The Father desires all His creatures to be in personal communion with Him.
Mm.
He has on paradise a place to receive all those whose survival status and spiritual nature make possible such attainment.
It's the third
Therefore,
time he's brought up survival or surviving.
yeah,
Yeah,
Why is
in
he
the
doing that?
same.
It makes me paranoid. It's like,
it does. It feels like some people make it and some people don't.
Yeah.
I
I
think you
mean,
have that free will to choose. You
when
have
you get,
And I guess this is why we've been given the what do you call it? I forget it. Thinking about the other book.
I just suddenly think of that phrase, let the dead bury the dead. Like, if it,
People make the choice or they don't.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know. It's a tough one, isn't it?
yeah.
I mean, is it talking about physical survival or your spiritual survival?
Yeah,
Yeah,
who
it does.
knows?
They do talk about spiritual survival.
Yeah, because I've just been thinking lately more and more, oh my God, all this talk, it's all to do with our spirit, you know,
Yeah.
like the healing and everything. It's really nothing to do with the physical body, I don't think.
Mm.
Perhaps anyway.
Mm.
Probably wrong.
Anyway, thank you. I maybe shouldn't have interrupted. I'm sorry if that was a.
Oh no, that's okay. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, same.
Therefore, settle in your philosophy now and forever. To
Mm.
each of you and to all of us, God is approachable. The Father is attainable. The way is open. The forces of divine love and the ways and means of divine administration are all interlocked in an effort to facilitate the advancement of every worthy intelligence of every universe to the paradise presence of the universal Father.
Mm.
Oh, I do.
Beautiful.
Mm. Worthy intelligence. We have to survive and have worthy
Oh,
intelligence.
I feel like I'm gonna get left behind.
You
Oh,
impossible.
It's impossible, Anthony.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And the Father's will. What is the Father's will? I always
Well, he
feel
just
guilty when I
says at the beginning
have
of
that.
this, and it sort of cheered me a little bit because when he talked about the Father's will earlier, I thought, do I want to do the Father's will really? And then he says the Father desires all his creatures to be in personal communion with him. Well,
Hmm.
I would like that.
Mm.
So
That's the
maybe that's
Father's
his
will.
will.
Yeah.
It's available
People,
upon
yeah.
asking. That's all. Ask and you shall receive. And when you like, I really like that paragraph where he talks about this, like talks about like honestly and sincerely, and
Mm.
Yeah.
that's the key. Like that paragraph 5.1 honestly wants to do the Father's will.
Mm.
Yeah. And guys,
Sincerely.
seeing you over and over and over here, the dedication is pretty good. I'd say
Yeah, I
just
think
that
we're okay.
commitment we have and how many different things we really focusing on, not to get lost in something, because it's very easy to get lost in one form of teaching.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
I think
Yeah,
it's one of my
I found all the way through, even when I was doing Course in Miracles way back, that I still needed other things to turn to
Yeah.
so I wouldn't get caught in this sort of muddy mire of
Mm.
doctrine, I
Very-
suppose you'd call
yeah.
it.
The New Age Maya.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Wow.
Mm-mm.
I'm very, very grateful for you guys being
Same.
in this with me.
Same,
Yeah.
same.
You
Yeah.
said you even dare to read this. It's like,
Yeah, I'm so grateful for you, and I am just so happy to be with you, and like I really feel it.
hmm,
Mm.
yeah.
And I know you don't need to hear it, but I love you so much. Like seriously.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I love you too, Tonka. I love
Oh,
all of you
thank you.
guys so much.
Mm.
I love you too, Tonka.
Oh, thank
And
you. I
Peter.
love you too,
Yeah.
everyone.
It's like the true, because love isn't even really about how much. It's love is love, isn't it? And that's what we're here
Yeah.
for.
Mm.
Yes. And you know how it says like all expressions of love are maximal, but for me, I
Yeah.
have this tiny little adjustment to that, to the amount that you can allow yourself to feel it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like mind is just not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's
And
almost
unless it's
like
unless it's unless the love, the heart is ignited through the will, it can be very shallow, this love. But when it's got this trinity connection, that the spirit, will, and the heart, you know.
Mm.
Mm.
I don't even think I've felt that yet. Like, I really
maybe
don't.
Maybe when your daughters were born.
No, definitely not then. No, no, no. I'm saying I feel the human love, of course, but I don't know what this
Divine
divine
love.
love is like. Yeah, like love, love.
Mm-hmm.
Well, probably I've had moments, but it's not really. I don't think it's directed towards a thing. It's just
Yes.
is, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is.
It just
It's
is.
not. It's not even personal. It's
No.
it's something. I don't know.
Well, so
Couldn't
you have
describe.
felt it.
I guess so.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just
you,
maybe
Probably.
not what human beings can describe.
you could even start with just what is that you love? What is that one
Yeah.
thing that you love here? And don't worry about saying something quite mundane
Mm.
as
But
far as
then
it is love. Wait,
it's
wait a
just
second. Wait a second. Just because what it is, we have an idea and then the will births it for us. If we have just
Yes.
an idea and we don't allow the will to manifest the love, it's a shallow love.
Mm.
But the more you learn how to not be interrupted from it, yeah, you allow yourself to stay in love. Like it first it begins to hit you. I mean, I can only speak from my experience. First it begins to hit me in those holy instances, right? It's like you're reading,
Mm.
let's say, course, and suddenly you just go like, oh wow,
Oh.
like just like you had Alison when you started reading. As soon as you started reading, you
Mm.
actually put your hand on your heart, and I could see your shape shift into this moment, right? It was so tangible. I didn't want to interrupt it, but it was so tangible that you just got touched by spirit. There was just no doubt about it, right?
yeah.
And it's
Mm.
those moments that come, and also Course in Miracles taught us to train us to go, don't get yourself interrupted from it.
Yes.
So we often have this love come in, but the mind rushes in to establish its opposition. And it does it very cleverly. It goes, gives you another thought that disrupts you from this place. So that's the first obstacle to peace. So you got to learn once it's on, you got to like forget everything else and allow yourself the full expression of that moment because it has to be given in order to have it. And it takes as if a little bit of time. And also for me, it got a little bit of getting used to because suddenly you are flooded with love and you flood it and you flood it and you flood it and you flood it. It virtually comes a point you can't stop it. And
Mm.
I didn't find that as the easiest thing.
No.
Yeah? It was not easy. I'm like, gosh, this is just growing and growing and growing. And I don't know how to be in this. Like it was just unlike anything that I've experienced before. And then it's just, it's it. Like it's undoubtedly it. You can't miss it.
Mm.
You really can't miss
Yeah.
the mark. But it is all in this, like the thoughts
Oh,
creep in, and you just got to use that mind training of the course, and you say, no, I'm staying here. I'm staying with this love. I'm giving this love. I'm stepping back. Actually, you don't even have to give it. If you give of itself, it's
it's
just a
interesting.
tiny little switch that you step back and you just allow it. And I think it's that a little
Mm.
bit of practice where you allow yourself to feel any tiny love you have for anything, even here on earth.
Yes.
That's the ignition point.
It's
And once,
interesting you said can't miss the mark because that's what sin actually means, missing the
yes,
mark.
yeah,
So you can't sin when you're in that
yeah, exactly.
state. Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
you
suppose
can't have, you won't have horrible thoughts there. You just,
No.
when I went to say something earlier, it was because I had a bit of a reaction to you, Cole, saying to sort of attach it to that's what it felt like you were saying, to attach it to something.
yeah,
But I hear what you're saying.
it's
Like I
already
think
attached.
it
It's already
the thing
attached.
love is love, and
Yes,
it's not love of one thing or another. It's a bit
yes,
like relationship. We're either
yes,
in
absolutely, absolutely true. And
yeah, and
yes,
that was all.
if
Yeah.
Kim was saying that I don't think I've ever had that, I'd say this is where you could start, in this place where you go, so what is it that you love? It could be even your cup of coffee. It could be like my sister. I asked my sister, she goes, I love a fag, I'll just love a little puff of a cigarette. I love it. And when she said that was the face of Christ, undoubtedly, right?
Well, I love Kung Fu. There you go.
Yeah, you love Kung Fu. Okay, so now feel that love you have for Kung Fu. Just feel it. And now don't allow anything else to creep in, and just keep feeling this love. Look at her. She's like, ding, So it's like slight shape shift happens. And just allow it more, and don't let anything else creep in, even the freaking text that's coming, Keep going and start giving this love. It's like, to everyone, I offer this love, not the Kung Fu, the love. And just keep giving it more, and give it like through your feet. The point of access, give it through your knees, give it through your loins, give it through your chest, give it through your arms, and just keep giving it. And really, the more you give it, the more you begin to learn how to experience this exquisiteness.
Oh. I suddenly saw like this amazing lubricating thing. I don't know, like, where everything is
You're getting lubricated for love, darling.
But you said
Because you're a bit rusty, You might be rusty, so you get a bit of lubricant. God goes like, okay, let me give her some lubrication.
I was more thinking of my knees, actually.
You know how you compared it to the when you said like it was like you were called once you described your experience, and you said like you felt like you were completely dry, and suddenly you were all
wet.
Uh,
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there's one thing that Gary Renard has in his book, and he says something about imagine sex and then the best sexual experience and magnified 100 times. Exactly like that. But it's different to have had that experience. It wasn't like that straight away. But because it's constantly coming, you are actually imprinting on your will just that incredible state of oneness. So now you're giving it a birth. So it's a constant creation. You're like recreating the love into the feather, like you can handle it. You virtually learn how to handle this incredible love that before would like knock you out.
Yes.
And that is the fear of love, because when that comes, like I say, it wasn't like la a light. It was like, fuck, what do I do with this? There was nowhere to fit it in this world.
It's a totally different
That's why it's the pass-through
experience.
Sorry?
Yes.
Pass through you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I had so many feelings come up that had so much nothing to do with this love. But as soon as I would push those down, the love would diminish a little bit. So that quickly taught me, going like, oh, I've got to let all my feelings pass through. Yeah. You got to meet those feelings with a loving acceptance. So those dense feelings begin to vibrate again. It's all light. It's just got stuck. The original cause was like a little bit of a shock for some silly reason.
Yeah,
and now we are de-shocking. And so when you release the shock, you start to see what's been held in this. And that's sometimes not a pretty sight. Like Korzimikos calls it the blessed residue. I love that. The blessed residue, Even
does that be more comfortable with the self-hatred rather than the other, you know?
It's the same
That's
thing.
more comfortable.
It's absolutely the same thing if you can let it flow.
Yes.
And that's like blasphemy, what I just said.
Yeah.
Right? Because hate is like, Ooh, we don't
Oh,
go
no.
there.
Well,
Yeah,
you know, Ardida used to talk about sunshine over the well. You get the light coming into the well, and suddenly all these little
yeah,
creatures that live in the dark have nowhere to go, and they start coming out.
Yeah.
very true. And those are the temptations, last temptations of Christ, because all this hell will break loose. You suddenly see what you didn't see before.
Yeah.
But now your mind is trained, like the Course in Miracles is so brilliant in that because it sets you for this experience.
Mm.
It sets you up for it. If you don't interpret Course in Miracles, if you don't go into these mental masturbations about it, but you allow the book do you,
Jesus.
apply the exercises and let yourself be done by it.
Jesus says, do the exercises. He just says,
Bingo. If you don't do them, you just, yeah, you
Funny,
just
when I
don't
do,
purify. Like purification is necessary first, workbook.
when I do the exercises every day,
Mm-hmm.
all through the day, I feel like
Yep.
I feel amazing, and then all of a sudden, the next day, I'm going, oh, I sort of shonk back into it. Just it's too much for me. But then I realize what you were talking about. You just got to keep the mind training going.
Bingo.
Forget about the reaction and just feel the reaction. And but
Yes.
I sort of flick back into normality, and then
Mm-hmm.
it's just too overwhelming for me sometimes.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. But I stopped drinking coffee, and I feel really disconnected. I love coffee.
I feel for you.
I love coffee.
I
You know
know.
what? I actually, when I gave up coffee for a little while, I found it really helpful to take up drinking cacao.
Oh
It
yeah.
doesn't
Mm-hmm.
a good organic one, and it doesn't have that caffeine content.
Oh cool. I've got
Same
cacao.
extent, but it helps you through it.
Yeah.
Or a
Yeah.
really nice tea. Like I started drinking this kind of tea that actually Kath sent me, like a monk's tea. And I'll put ginger in it and all sorts of spices. So it has that kind of like intensity that actually replace coffee just like that.
Yeah,
Is
there's
it?
nothing for me that can replace coffee.
No,
Yeah.
But if you have to go off it for a while, there are
Stop.
things.
I've
it's a
stopped
good thing to
caffeine.
find out what is life like without coffee, and you just go like, "Oh."
Oh no, it's flat. That's okay.
It
Yeah,
is.
I don't really understand why I seem to need coffee to open me up in the morning, but I do seem to need it. So I've tried without.
God sent it to us. Say, like, look, it's a dark stuff you need to look into.
I keep adding milk.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember years ago when I was a smoker. Well, actually, I took it up because I got into this spiritual group of people, but I realized it helped ground me because I was just going like off with the fairies or something, and the smoking helped keep me grounded. And I'd never realized that before that
Well,
happened.
Interesting.
tobacco was used as a
Yeah,
spiritual opener
Mhm.
originally, like it was
yeah,
used as a thing, and so was coffee, I'm sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes.
Like it does have some kind
Slowly,
of psychoactive property.
let's
mm,
slowly start coming back to this tobacco that's here in five,
Oh, yeah.
7, wherever we are.
right. So, does someone else like to read? Or
Where did you get to, Kim?
we're up to the fact that vast time is involved in the attainment of God,
Mm.
makes the presence and personality of the infinite nonetheless real.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Vast time.
Fast
Mm.
time.
Our career of ascension is a long, long career.
Yes. It has been said that takes about 2 million years or how we recognize time. But
So if we
on the journey we will go into different time zones.
Ah,
But that will be
so,
different. Like how here we have a we have this tick, tick, tick. Well, some realms have more like a whoosh, whoosh. Like it's a different time. Like, you know, when you drop in a feeling, when I fall in a feeling with my friends, or, you know, do you sometimes find we are having a session when we do Write Yourself Book, for example, and it's like 2 hours and it feels like nothing?
Yes.
Yeah. Like there's a
Whoosh.
very different time zone in the will than in the mind.
But also, we don't know how long we've been on the journey, you know.
No. Have we just
I
started? I
wonder.
think we just started. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel that, but yeah.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
Urantia doesn't really promote the idea of incarnation
No.
as that we came from the past. It says that we received this um, spirit of truth, or whatever they call it, around age of 5.
Mm.
Yes.
They call these evolutionary planets. So we are like seeded in here, live to a certain extent, evolve, get desperate enough.
Maybe reincarnation is more symbolic of something. It's not, I don't know. Yeah.
They don't really go on about it, as far as I remember.
I think it's like only the field and we coming to field and taking on the suit. I don't think like I have like very different view now on past lives. Like I don't think they really like what they say. It's like you know, it's like everything is at the same moment and it's really just data. You kind of you're taking into a particular life. You just come here and you select some data and you come in here and you know, and you work with this data you have got and you're clearing the
Yeah.
data.
And you
And you,
reincarnate it into yourself by connecting with that, like the field type of thing. Like you reincarnate it into yourself now, not like a new personal body, but like you're saying, the information, it's all available, everything
yeah.
now.
We're
So,
getting really caught in talking about stuff
yeah,
today.
yeah, okay. We don't want to read this stuff, it's too good.
It's very juicy.
All right, let's go. Let's get into it.
Your ascension is a part of the circuit of the 7 super universes. And though you swing around it countless times, you may expect, in spirit and in status, to be ever swinging inward.
Mm.
Now we're swingers.
We are so tricky. I love it so much.
Oh, dear. You can depend upon being translated from sphere to sphere, from the outer circuits, ever nearer the inner centre. And some days, doubt not, you shall stand in the divine and central presence and see him, figuratively speaking, face to face.
Mm.
It is a question of the attainment of actual and literal spiritual levels. And these spiritual levels are attainable by any being who has been indwelt by a mystery monitor.
Right.
And who has subsequently eternally fused with that thought adjuster.
I love this stuff. My God.
Oh, eternally fused. Oh,
yeah. Watch out, Kim.
Oh, dear.
Like the heart is really like the seed, and if it gets the right soil and enough light, enough water, it does crack open and become this tiny little. It is like the Christ is born within, and then it becomes a child. You learn how to function with this Christ-like present in yourself, and you're trying to fit this into this Herod world, in this crazy place where there is no one there. That's why you need a Mary. That's why you need the feeling self to guide you into the safer places than getting sucked into the world's tension.
Yeah. Someday doubt not. Because we're continually reminded not to doubt, aren't we? So many doubt not. Yes.
Can you start that sentence again, Kim? You can.
Sorry. You can depend upon being translated from sphere to sphere, from the outer circuits, ever nearer the inner centre. And someday, doubt not, you shall stand in the divine and central presence and see him, figuratively speaking, face to face.
That's amazing, because it keeps saying, swinging inward. Like, Course teaches us there's nothing outside you. And we're so terrified of the within, and to close our eyes and enter the kingdom.
I mean, if it's going to take so long, we might as well just relax, eh? Enjoy the ride.
There's your answer right there, Kim. Just relax. Step back and let him lead the way. Let the thought adjuster and mystery monitor go, okay, show me the way. I have no clue. And when we totally resign as our own teacher, when the ego mind stops offering you cheap stuff.
Yeah. One of my favorite prayers is to say, thy will be done, because I don't really know what that is. I can't know. So I just like to trust that whatever happens, is God's will, because I, sort of.
Like it says in that thing, is in that honesty. Like you go, okay, I had enough now.
Yeah.
That determination, you just go, okay, above all else, I want to see.
Yeah, the next paragraph actually sums that all up.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Someone else want to read? I mean, happy to keep going. But...
Yeah, keep going, Kim.
Keep going, Kim. You're so good.
Thank you, God. I can read. Yay. The Father is not in spiritual hiding, but so many of his creatures have hidden themselves away in the mists of their own willful decisions.
Yep.
And for the time being, have separated themselves from the communion of his Spirit and the Spirit of his Son by the choosing of their own perverse ways and by the indulgence of the self-assertiveness of their intolerant minds and unspiritual natures. Mortal man may draw near God and may repeatedly forsake the divine will so long as the power of choice remains. Man's final doom is not sealed until he has lost the power to choose the Father's will. There is never a closure of the Father's heart to the need and the petition of his children. Only do his offspring close their hearts forever to the Father's drawing power when they finally and forever lose the desire to do his divine will, to know him and to be like him.
Mm.
Likewise is man's eternal destiny assured when a juster fusion oh, I don't know what that word does to me, something.
But it smiles you see?
Yeah. When a juster
Sorry to
fusion.
sorry,
Sorry?
sorry to interrupt. Where are we? Just the page.
5.1 just before 5.112. Just
And it's in a that's the online one, right?
yeah, likewise in the man's eternal destiny. Pretty much last sentence before 5.1.12.
Likewise is man's eternal destiny assured when a juster fusion proclaims to the universe that such an ascender has made the final and irrevocable choice to live the Father's will.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. The great God makes direct contact with mortal man and gives a part of his infinite and eternal and incomprehensible self to live and dwell within him. God has embarked upon the eternal adventure with man. If you yield to the leadings of the spiritual forces in you and around you, you cannot fail to attain the high destiny established by a loving God as the universe goal of his ascendant creatures from the evolutionary worlds of space.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Cha.
Mm.
Mm.
Beautiful.
Mm.
But like this is not like they can lost be can they like the soul or spirit can be lost forever. It will return to God, right?
Don't know.
No, something Cole put up the other day was you get a choice. If you don't want to be, you don't exist, you don't have to exist.
Yeah.
You have a free will not to exist.
Mm.
I mean, it
But
says
that's
man's final doom is not sealed until he has lost the power to choose the Father's will.
Mm.
Yeah.
but that's not like it's not like for it. This is only here in this. It's not like is it like forever?
I think
It will
so.
be addressed. Let's find what it says. It is clearly addressed here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I
You
can't exactly recall.
If you look at the
Exactly.
second, if you look at the second to last paragraph there, of that section, Tonka, it sort of says it.
Mm.
Mhm. Thank you.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it says we can close our hearts forever when we finally lose the desire to do His divine will.
You know, for
You know,
27 years, I believed I have resigned as my own teacher. I completely fooled myself in that.
Mm.
mm,
But
Because
I
when
think
you
this is,
resign, you will have an experience that you have never even thought was possible as a human being.
yeah, this yielding process isn't easy, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it just takes enough training and enough desperation in some way.
Mm.
Really, it is. We get on our knees few times, you know,
Mm.
for it. The honesty of that, you know how it says in the Chorus that there's a prayer of the heart, not what you think
mm,
or what you're saying in the prayer. Like there's a set to maturity.
yeah.
It's your heart's calling is for God. In
Mm,
your mind, you can stand on a corner of the street and show the world how much you pray and how devoted you are, you know, and make these amazing pictures of your holy self, you know, dancing in the nature. But truly, it's got nothing to do. He says, do this in the hiding, closed off in your cupboard, and connect your heart to your heart until your heart calls out. Like even in the Curse of Life, it says like the most precious memories are in your heart.
Mm.
But you got
mm,
to train your mind enough to even stay present for this heart. Actually, we're gonna go now into the presence of God,
yeah.
because
Yeah.
you also have
Uh,
presence, and this presence thing. People think they present like this Eckhart Tolle, I'm here and now. It's just complete bullshit. Like here and now is where there is no here and there is not now as we know it.
mm. But
Like
I
here
guess
and
language,
now is not in time and space.
yeah.
The Course is a beautiful says, now is before and after time was.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah,
So our
somehow
heart,
it's sort
our
of
heart,
placing now within time,
Yes,
the way he talks about it. Is that what you're saying?
yes. And that's not there. It's not
Yeah.
in the time and space because
Yeah, that's right.
that's the illusion.
Sorry, Kim.
no, that's all right. I was just think. So in other words, our heart chooses, not our mind. Yeah.
Yeah. But we're not in touch with the heart because we're powering this all day long. Yeah. Who lives in here?
Mm.
A
Yeah.
Yeah.
lot of it, yeah.
Who lives here?
The bogeyman.
Yeah. More of
How
it.
many hours? How
More of
many
it.
hours a day do you spend in your heart?
Oh,
If seconds. Yeah.
oh my God. So
Yes.
it's yielding to your own
This
heart.
is where coffee is helpful.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, I'm serious, but I say it sort of as a joke, but I'm serious. Like, there's a part of me that's serious about that. I can't seem to do it
But
without. But
the
anyway,
most
I'm doing it
beautiful,
without now, aren't I?
it's like a religious experience, ritual, having a
Yeah.
coffee.
Mm.
Geez, whatever helps, I reckon.
But the thing, Cole, is, yeah, I mean, we can live here, or we can live here, or we can live wholehearted as both.
Mm.
Well, that's
Yes.
ideal. Ideal
Yeah.
is that. But to actually what I found is that you can't sustain the heart without the will.
Yeah.
The will is that. See, even the will, like it wills it. It 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 drives it.
I don't
Mm.
even know what you mean by will,
I know, but it's
you know.
yeah, but it's more like that. But see, we are so
Are
convinced
you
that mind
talking
is all we have.
willingness? Are you talking?
This likes to believe it's the number one. It's a seat of power. You know, start talking to it about feelings, which is, if you look at dictionary and you look at mind, it says it's a part of you that feels and thinks.
That's
And that,
wholehearted.
but the mind goes in, yeah, that thinks, so for sure. It's the thinking part, but it doesn't involve this feeling thing. If you, what's more important in your life, your feelings or your thoughts? Which you give more value?
My feelings, probably. Like when I look at when I made good decisions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if I've gone by gut instinct, that is normally correct.
Mm-hmm.
By what I'm feeling at the time, where I'm led by feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm trying to work stuff out. Oh my God, that is just painful.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't imagine what it must be like when they're really working together properly.
Exactly.
Like that must be amazing.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
when the present, like mind will turn into presence, but your will, your feeling self, will also lead up in a way that it
Mm-hmm.
has not been before. And you no longer feel feelings as something like I'm feeling this and I'm feeling that. You lose the definition part of it. You no longer can name anything because it's a never-ending flow of life.
Yes.
Delicious. It's absolutely delicious. Like when feelings begin to move, you immediately hold your heart and you go like, oh my God, my heart is waking up. Because it has the mother, and without the mother, there is no Jesus. That's why Mary is not very popular, generally. Or any idea of women in a Bible. They have a very low place there. And yet, without the emotional intelligence, your spirituality is just wankerism.
So, Cole,
Yeah.
where does willingness come in relation to will?
It's a different thing, willingness and will. That's the slight distinction there. It's like, willpower is different to actual will. The
Yeah.
willpower is more magnetic, it draws.
There's a
And the
mental
mind's
will.
power kind of projects out. Imagine,
So, to
imagine
me,
yourself being able to totally magnetize to yourself everything you desire, just for a moment. Even mundane things, just anything you desire, there it is, because you magnetically draw it. But because this magnetic part of ourselves is overpowered by the electric, which is the thought. Your electromagnetic field is not uniting in the heart, but this is depolarizing, and there is this like a tension. That's why we constantly in some form of resistance to something. And when you have resistance, you attract anything to create more resistance.
Mm.
So you no longer feel magnetic. When you feel this will, when I feel the will, it's so magnetic. It switches off my mind and turns my mind into presence.
Mm.
yeah, I
'Cause
wonder if that's what's going on with me at the moment, Cole, because I'm feeling like much less like I wake up in the morning and I'm caught in mind. I have my coffee, I do my reading, and I spend the rest of the day much less caught in mind than I have been, much more heart connected.
So I've been showing you this few times now. So like right now, you're powering this part, right? We are talking in here a little bit more, yeah?
A little bit, yeah.
So now just do the same thing, but drop it down a bit. Imagine there is a center in here that never receives any power to express itself. But as soon as you drop out of here, what's happening to your mind? Nothing. Nothing's going on here. You're not powering this.
yeah,
We are
it's
absolutely
yielded.
addicted to power this all day long.
It has to yield, doesn't it?
So imagine you go down here and then keep going down and down and down until you begin to enter like the area that's almost like not like more closer to the solar plexus, even lower than that. Yeah, yeah. And not to the left, but in the middle, like a center of your being. And begin to power that like you power your mind, which you can do.
Mm.
You
Because
see?
like with the mental willpower, it's such hard work, but if
Yeah,
the love comes in, it's
easy.
easy.
That's it.
Easy. Yeah.
So stay in the heart now and see how long you can last there before the mind goes, well, we are in the heart, aren't we? And next minute you're thinking about it.
Yeah. Shit.
Because of the addiction to thought. We are addicted to this separate little thinking. I mean, I'm saying we. Shouldn't be saying we. I am
Well,
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah. So the mind training is really like, what does Jesus constantly say in the Course of Miracles? Hey, slow down. Repeat this lesson slowly so you begin to what? Feel it. You feel what you say. And your body becomes light. It becomes impregnated by this idea that lifts you up into or transforms you into this celestial order where in which you are perfect. You know, which is the holy instant type of thing. Now you're in a heart. Now keep going down. What happens when you go below heart? Yeah, beautiful. Did you see how you had to actually put your head forward? Both of you did it, ladies.
Yeah.
You both went and started looking down. Instead, when you're talking, you always look up, right?
Mm.
And now look down. What does that feel like there? You just go like, wow. And then suddenly you're quieter. Can you see how your mind just goes quieter?
Yeah. Because the mind,
Yes,
it
exactly.
can't feel. It can't. Yeah.
Now you have,
Well, you know, it's got to learn how to, yeah, join first.
yes. So while you're doing that, I'll read you something. And this is from the Course. You will recognize, actually, in the later phase of practice spirits, try to reach down into your mind, yeah, in a place of real safety. You will recognize you have reached it if you feel what? If you feel
Yeah.
a sense of deep peace, however briefly.
Mm.
Let go of all trivial things that churn and bubble under the surface of your mind, on the surface of your mind, and reach down and below them to the kingdom of heaven. There is a place in you where there is perfect peace. There is a place in you where nothing is impossible. There is a place in you where the strength of God abides. Can you see? He constantly leads us downstairs.
Mm.
The treasure is hidden below. It's not above. Everybody's pointing to God like it's up out there somewhere. Mm. So when you go down there, what happens to your mind? It just goes, becomes present. Yeah. Suddenly you are, oh, it's like, oh my God, I'm one with myself. You're one with all, with your heart, with your will. And you can feel this magnetic pull. And in that, you begin to awaken into this, celestial order reality until God takes the last step. Bing.
Mm.
The presence of God, the physical presence of the infinite, is the reality of the material universe.
I've actually got to go now, guys. Sorry.
All right, Kimmy. Lovely
Yeah.
to hang out with
Okay,
you, darling.
bye.
Thanks,
Thanks for
everyone.
reading and
Thank
sharing.
you.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Bye.
have a
Thank
good
you.
day.
You too. See you.
You guys want to keep reading, or shall we just leave it for now?
Bye.
I'm
I'm
gonna
easy.
go out here.
I would like to keep reading.
Yeah, okay. Would you
I'm
like
trying
to?
to leave
I
it.
think you're
It
much
won't let
better at
me.
it than me.
You see, really, Kim, you can't go.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Oh, here we go. Leave. See you. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
She's discombobulated. Mm,
I just need a bathroom break for a moment.
all righty. How's Anthony doing?
I'm good. I just feel my down here, and I don't really want to talk.
Yeah, nice.
And I don't really want to do anymore
Mm-hmm.
because it feels like a lot for my brain.
Mm,
But my heart can feel it.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, all
mm,
good.
yeah, feels good, eh?
That feeling of
Mm,
feels like when my mother used to wrap me up when I was 7 years old, and I was totally safe.
no, beautiful, huh? Mm,
And then I can feel that I had to create a mind to go back out
mm-hmm.
for
Yeah,
safety, for a different type of safety.
yeah, protection, hey.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Totally. Mm, beautiful. Oh. Mhm. Wow. Oh.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh.
Mm. I think it might be enough for today, hey?
Mm.
But we have a great section to look forward to.
It's been
Yes.
really powerful anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The first sentence is
Yeah.
pretty full.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a big chapter, that one. We have a lot to presence of God. Next one is the true worship.
It's really good, Paul. It's really
It's
powerful.
really
Like,
good, isn't it? Yeah.
it's combobulating my brain again, which is good to
It's so lovely. And
pull it back.
I think to having that Course of Miracles and Course of Love background, I think I find this really helpful. Even to have like the companions that we can fall back on something that we've done for so long.
Mm.
Mm.
Beautiful. All right, darlings.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my God, love it.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. It
Thanks,
was
Tonka.
beautiful
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Kevin.
to be with Kofi.
Okay then.
Yes.
Adios, amigos.
Adios.
Kevin,
Thank you
you're
so
the
much.
gatekeeper. You're the gatekeeper.
I'm closing the gate. See ya.